All right, hello there. Welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. This is part 3 of our 3-part series where I'm covering a dozen Criterion Collection recommendations in each of 3 decades. So in part 1, I did the 1960s. Can I talk today? Part 2, I did the 1970s. And in this part 3 video, this video right here, I'm going to cover 12 recommended Criterion Collection titles from the 1980s. So without any further ado, let's jump right into these recommendations. Hopefully you found these videos to be helpful as you're thinking of titles to pick up for the upcoming 50% off Criterion Collection titles at Barnes & Noble that we expect to happen in November. Fingers crossed for that sale, but this is late October as of the time I'm recording this video. So fingers crossed to get that sale, trying to get you ready for it, trying to give you some recommended titles to think about in addition to all the great titles coming out this year. Here are some titles that have come out in previous years that may not be on your radar that you might want to consider, starting with these 12 from the 1980s. 1984 came out, well, in 1984. And this is a fantastic film starring John Hurt and Susanna Hamilton. It is the dystopian tale that is based on George Orwell's story, and it is a very nice addition from the Criterion Collection. This comes in at spine 984. It is 110 minutes, and it is a fantastic film. Of course, you need to know that Big Brother is watching you. This is a great film. And I am so happy that Criterion released this movie, and it is directed by Michael Radford. So highly recommended that you pick up 1984. The next title that I'm recommending is also from 1984, and it is starring Gina Rowlands and John Cassavetes, and it is Love Streams. I have this, of course, in the dual format edition that came out a few years ago when it was originally released. But this is a fantastic, fantastic film. Love Streams. It's sort of late Cassavetes, and it covers, two people who used to be married, who are now divorced, and sort of their struggles, as they're going through life. And it's a very poignant tale of love and love that once was, and how people, find a way to move on. So very, very interesting film. It has a new 2K digital restoration, and it's got a new audio commentary, on here, or new at the time, from writer Michael Ventura, video essay on here. Very nice addition from the Criterion Collection. Of course, you open it up and you see the discs on the inside. You see John Cassavetes. So, very nice film, Love Streams. Spine 721 in the Criterion Collection. Terry Gilliam, of course, he's getting a 4K release from Criterion, The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, coming out in January 2023. So that's going to be an awesome release. But this is a Blu-ray title called Brazil, and it comes in at spine 51. So it's one of the early spine numbers in Criterion. And this is from 1985, 142 minutes. And this is a fantastic release. I think I said spine 51, but you open it up. Check that out. Check out that interior there. You get 2 Blu-ray discs, nice special features on here, nice stapled booklet, but it's a dystopian tale. It's a fantastic movie that I highly recommend. Brazil. I have not seen it in quite some time. I need to revisit it, but great film from Terry Gilliam. And then, of course, oh, good. I got some nice news by text. It's always nice to get nice news by text. Anyway, this John Hughes film from 1985 is The Breakfast Club. This is a classic film. Love this movie. Fantastic film. Classic film from the 1980s about students spending their Saturday in detention, and a coming-of-age story, lessons learned, and as they learn about each other over the course of a good part of a Saturday morning and early afternoon. And the journey that they take from the time you see them first walk into that detention room and where they end up at the end is glorious. Just a glorious coming of age story. Let me just take this stuff out here. You can see the picture on the inside. Legendary film. This is a film, if you haven't seen this movie and you like coming of age stories, please pick up this film. It is absolutely extraordinary. It is a film that you will just love. And it is a film that is, I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. It's just amazing. Of course, you have the brain, the athlete, the basket case, the princess, and the criminal. And they have a legendary day together in detention on a Saturday. Smooth Talk is one of my favorite releases from the Criterion collection that came out last year. It is an absolutely extraordinary film. Laura Dern's first screen performance, just amazing. Amazing film. Treat Williams is in this as well. This is directed by Joyce Chopra. It's from 1985. It's 91 minutes and it's fantastic. In my 1970s video, I listed Girlfriends, the film from Claudia Weil. This is Smooth Talk from Joyce Chopra, and they share the same supplement. So there's a supplement on Girlfriends that also appears on this edition called Joyce at 34, Joyce Chopra at 34, which is an amazing documentary or amazing supplement that you'll want to watch. It's one of the best supplements that I've seen in the last few years, and you'll definitely want to check it out on this edition as well as on the Girlfriends edition. But this is an amazing film. It's got a nice stapled booklet, and I just simply cannot say enough good things about this movie. It looks absolutely amazing. Is it a 4K? Yes, a 4K digital transfer, and it looks like it. It is a beautiful looking film from 1985, and Laura Dern's great. Treat Williams is great. You have Mary-Kate Place in this. She's great. Great film. Love it. All right, the 1970s, I showed you the Bruce Lee, his greatest hit set. This is from the 1980s, and it is another action star, Jackie Chan, in his Police Story 1 and 2. So it's Police Story and Police Story 2. And this is a great set, folks. These films are from 1985 and 1988. And I highly recommend them because the supplements that are on here tell you so much about the great work that Jackie Chan puts into his movies and doing his own stunts and the hard work that's involved and how dangerous some of this work is. You really get an appreciation of that when you check out the supplements on here. And these movies are just a lot of fun to watch, and I highly recommend them. So this is Jackie Chan, Police Story and Police Story 2. Spine numbers 971 and 972 in the Criterion collection. Highly, highly recommended. So definitely check those out. All right, from 1985 or 1986, excuse me, we have this wonderful film from Jean-Jacques Benoit, and it is Betty Blue. So this is an amazing, cool film. Really like this film. It's from 1986. It's 185 minutes. It's very long, and it is quite good. The actress is named Beatrice Daly. And you have a novelist, Zorg, who played by Jean-Hugues Anglade. Those are the main characters. But Beatrice Daly just puts on an amazing performance in this movie. And I just highly recommend it. It's just beautiful. Beautiful story of these two young lovers. And, you know, it's not a happy, feel-good story all the way through, but there are some pleasant moments. And, you know, it's just an incredible journey over this 3-hour runtime that I don't want to spoil for you. But there are some less than happy moments along the way. So Betty Blue, fantastic. David Lynch, of course, Lost Highway blew my mind when I saw it for the first time on that new 4K release. Absolutely fantastic film from David Lynch. This is another film from him starring Kyle MacLachlan from the 1980s. And it is from 1986 and 120 minutes, so right at 2 hours, is Blue Velvet. So this is a great film from David Lynch that I highly recommend adding to your collection. This comes in at spine 977 in the Criterion collection. And of course, David Lynch is no stranger to the collection. This is a great film I highly recommend. Blue Velvet. And of course, as we move along here in the 1980s, 1986, we have Ray Liotta, Jeff Daniels, and Melanie Griffith starring in this wonderful, wonderful film called Something Wild from 1986. It's just a fun movie. Haven't seen it in a while, but I definitely recommend this title. It's from 1986. It runs at 113 minutes. It's spine 563 in the collection. You open it up, And check out the colors in here. Isn't that neat? It's just beautiful. Fantastic. You get a stapled booklet. And of course, you have some nice pictures in here. And of course, I must turn to the back here to show you this gentleman here. An early role from Mr. Liotta before Goodfellas. He would go on to do Goodfellas 5 years later. But this is Something Wild, Jonathan Demme film starring he, Melanie Griffith, and Jeff Daniels in a really fun romp of a film. Highly recommended. Spine 563 in the Criterion Collection, Something Wild. There's another film in the Criterion Collection also titled Something Wild, but that's from the 1960s, I think. This is the 1980s film, 1986 film, and it's Spine 563. Fantastic. Cher and Nicolas Cage light up the screen in this Academy Award-winning performance from Cher from 1987, Moonstruck. I did a review of this in the early days of my channel in 2020. I highly recommend you check that out. But this is a fantastic film. I saw it for the first time when it came out from Criterion in 2020 and really enjoyed it. This is 102 minutes. It's from 1987 and it's Spine 1056 in the Criterion Collection, and it is a good one. This is Moonstruck, Cher, Nicolas Cage, Danny Aiello. Fantastic cast, wonderful writing, wonderful story. It is just a great experience all the way around. Highly recommend this film, and Cher is just wonderful, in this role, and it is a film to be remembered and cherished. Moonstruck. All right, got a couple more to go here. This film really requires no introduction, and it has a great addition in a storybook format, which is kind of fitting. It's Spine 948. It is The Princess Bride, and it is, of course, Spine 948 comes in at 98 minutes, and it is a fantastical. I'm saying fantastic too much. I'm sorry. It is a fantastical story. So I really enjoyed this film. Of course, from Rob Reiner. Just an absolutely amazing experience. So highly recommend this film as you wish. So you have this nice storybook set up here, and it's nice. One Blu-ray disc edition, and it's highly recommended. Comes in this nice little set here. So really like that. And then the last title that I'm talking about for the 1980s is, of course, displayed up here. It has a new 4K Ultra HD release. Let me know in the comment section if you have the 4K edition of it. I have the Blu-ray edition of Spine 54, For All Mankind, a documentary about us sending men to the moon, and it is fantastic. Amazing documentary. I love this film. And let me know if you think it is worth picking this up, upgrading it on 4K Ultra HD. So let me know that in the comment section. Of course, the interior, you see the moon, this stapled booklet. It is fantastic. Check that out. It's nice. And in the booklet, you get some nice pictures. You see the astronauts, and of course, our wonderful friend in space, the moon, and other wonderful, pictures in here, including a nice essay, fantastic voyage. But yeah, there you have it. Those are the titles that I am recommending from the 1980s that you consider picking up in this upcoming sale at Barnes & Noble for the Criterion Collection, or what we hope to be a sale in November. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about these titles from the 1980s? What do you think about the titles I recommended in the 70s and the 60s? What do you think about these 36 films that I have presented to you as recommendations for the upcoming sale? And what are some titles you would recommend from the 80s or the 60s or the 70s that I did not mention? Let me know that in the comment section below, as well as other titles that you're looking to pick up in this upcoming sale in November. Let me know all that goodness in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.